Welcome to Homemaking with Mima. My name is Wendy, and I'm going to bring you along for a day in the life. I've made my projects that I'm going to do today before, and I'm just going to bring you along for what I'm doing today. So I took out a bunch of the older hamburger chubs. I plan on making some things with that. I took out 2 of our pork sausage. I'm going to cook that down as well and freeze it. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to make some taco meat. And to make this stretch, I had an onion soup mix, and I thought I'm going to use that up with it. I do have some fresh onion as well, though, that I'm going to put with the meat that I'm going to cook in the roaster over here. Another thing I'm going to make is I'm going to make up some spaghetti sauce, and I'm going to put it into a larger container so that on another day that I'm off, I'm going to can it so that I can make it shelf stable and not have it in my freezer. And then, of course, I'm going to make a couple meatloaves. And I used stuffing mix in my meatloaf a while back, quite a few months ago, and I actually really liked it. I like the flavors and all that. I mean, granted, it's turkey stuffing, but this package was already open, and I didn't use it. So it needs to get used up. I actually opened it. I was going to use it for Thanksgiving. I didn't need to. Someone else had brought stuffing, so I just threw it back in the box, and then because I'm using the stuffing mix, I really don't need much for seasoning or any of that. And so I'm just going to put a couple eggs, ketchup, and a little bit of mustard in there, and I'm going to form my meatloaf loaves, get them flash frozen, and I'll have them in my freezer. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to get what I need in the roasting pan to cook in the roasting pan. I saved 2 of these chubs so I can make meatloaf. I set them aside, and we're going to get this going. 2 of these are frozen pretty good still, but they'll thaw out and cook up. Scraps for any future broth. And there's all those chubs just gonna start cooking away here. Going to get the pork sausage cooked up in here, and if I get it cooked up, put it into quart-sized bags, then I'll have it ready for myself when we want to have like sausage and gravy, like over toast. This is how we normally eat it. Or I'll have pre-cooked sausage if I want to make like an egg bake or something with it. So it'll already be cooked. I'll get this going as well. So I got 2 projects going. I have the sausage, and I got the burger in there. And now I'm gonna whip up that meatloaf. I don't have a real recipe for any of this. I had done this a while back, and it worked really well, and I loved the flavors. So these chubs are 1 1/3 pounds. So I've got 1 package of stuffing mix for these 2 1/3 pounds, 2 eggs. I'm just gonna spritz in some ketchup and some mustard, mix it all together, and then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and let moisture absorb with the breadcrumbs in that, and then I'll form it into loaves and flash freeze them.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take.
So the sausage is done cooking, and I'm not going to strain it in a strainer. I'm just going to do it this way with a slotted spoon. Let the grease, what is left in there, go down to the bottom of the pan. Let this cool off, and then I'll bag it up into quart-sized bags. I've shown this before, but I'll show it again in case you're new to the channel. This is how I prep my meatloaf to flash freeze for future freezer meals. I put 2 layers of saran wrap into the size loaf pan that I know that I'm going to cook this in. And when you flash freeze it, it's already going to fit right into the pan. Perfect. Just like that. Sausage is cooled enough for me to deal with it. I only have 2 of these holders, so I just put the third bag into a cup. I'm gonna let them cool just a little bit more. You can see they're kind of steaming up a little bit before I seal them and get these into the freezer. So I ran to Walmart quick to get a gallon of milk, and I always hit their markdown bakery area. It's right next to the milk in our store. And I got these loaves for 57 cents a piece. And I'm just gonna show you, this is how I split them up for a meal. So I split them in half for a meal, and then I put them back into the bag that they came in. This just helps protect them a little bit more from freezer burn. And I'm going to put 2 wraps on them. There we go. 2 meals worth of French bread. I got 1 more I'm gonna do. And of course, while I'm waiting for the hamburger to get finished cooking, the sausage is already done. Meatloafs are made. I'm doing the dishes. So taunting me later with a huge pile. While I'm waiting for the burger to continue cooking here, I'm going to get my spaghetti sauce into this bucket. I'm going to get this full, and then add the burger to it once I'm done. It always makes a good practice if you wipe your cans off. So, just, you don't have to, but I do. All right, so I'm going to get these opened up, get them in here, and wait for the burger to finish. So I've got that done. I used 3 of the Hunt's garlic and herb, 1 can of tomato sauce, and 1 can of petite diced tomatoes, kind of to doctor it up a little bit. And just waiting for the burger now. All right, so the burger is done. So I've got to get it divided up. And so this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in 2-cup intervals. I got to bring my spaghetti sauce a little closer. I'm going to strain it with this bowl and the strainer. And they're just going to be 2 heaping cupfuls each. I'm going to let it drain. And then I'll put some into this one, then this one, and this one. Okay, so I've got it all divided up, got it strained, got half the grease poured out, got the spaghetti sauce over there with the meat. I have this much for tacos. So instead, I'm not going to add in the soup mix to make it stretch. I'm just going to add the 2 packs. And if it's not enough, we can just add curry powder and chili powder and that to it when we do make it. But I'm going to get that into here, get it going, get it cooked up, let the flavors mingle some, and then let that cool off as well. So I've got the taco seasoning in with this burger, get it stirred up. I've got it on about 200. I'll probably turn it up and then turn it down to let it do a simmering. Hey, that is all done. I've got all these meals right here. I have 15 total is what I'm assuming. I've got 4 taco, 3 burger just cooked with the onion, 3 breakfast sausage meals, 2 meatloafs, and I'm assuming when I go to can this, I'm going to get 3 quarts. I'm going to can this in the quart size because 1 quart is 1 meal for us with possibly a small lunch the next day. I am extremely pleased about all that. Plus, I'm doing dishes as I'm going, so I won't have that huge mess to deal with as soon as I'm done here. And I'm doing laundry at the same time, so I got a lot done. And we have a commitment tonight, so I'm going to be done before that commitment. So I'm pretty pleased. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you are subscribed, hit the notification bell so that it can prompt you when a new video comes out. And I want you folks to make it a really great day.